Matt and Leah, 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 Matt and Leah. Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah. Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah, Matt and Leah. A pancake!
Hey everybody, welcome once again, boys and girls, and everything in between. This is Bear With Us. I remain Matt, and joining me this week, as always, my lovely life partner, Leah. How are you?
Can I just say that I love that, hey everybody? That was great. That little intro.
You like that?
Yeah.
We can
Hey
stick with
everybody,
that.
like, hey girl. That's kind of what it was like.
I don't think it was anything like that, but if that's how
It was
came
very
across to you.
enthusiastic.
Listen, I'm trying to feign excitement right now. We're trying to bang down coffee to recaffeinate to make it through this day. And it's not the listener's fault that we're void of energy because we decided to be a great idea to ride our bicycles exorbitant distances up hills. And
The last yesterday, mind you, we rode our bikes 25 miles. Today we rode our bikes like 16 miles, all uphill. So yeah, our knees and our minds are exhausted.
I was more considering like that part where my butt cheek meets the top of my thigh. That part's exhausted. I need to get a new seat. No, not.
What is that called?
It's called a. No, we're not talking about tits today.
Tainted love.
Anyway,
Whoa.
so I guess it's time to dive into a conversation with Matt and Leah, and hopefully you're with your significant other right now, so you can enjoy my discomfort and be just as grossed out as I am.
See, I don't feel like that many people are going to be grossed out by it. I think you are on another level.
Well, maybe I am on another level, but I have a feeling somebody is probably on my level. So hopefully you can listen to this once or in front of your partner, and you'll never have to have this discussion again. We are having it for you here on Bear With Us. I don't even know how to start this conversation.
How about I start it?
Okay.
We're going to talk about bodily functions.
There we go. That was a PC way to put it. But, I mean, we're going to run the gamut here.
Yeah.
And I don't want to waste any more time setting the table because I'm already kind of going to throw up in my mouth a little bit.
Are you seriously? Are you really that grossed out by bodily functions? You're that grossed out by it?
Most bodily functions, yes.
Like, what's the worst bodily function?
Listen, we'll get to that, all right? We're trying to do a service to the people here. I hate this discussion. You and I don't think have technically had it off air.
Right.
Like, we've never had hey, let's sit down and set these parameters and rules, which I'm okay with because I think the parameters and rules have been fairly well established.
Yeah, by you, and I just follow them.
Yeah, well,
which has been a very big adjustment for me.
Listen, I am not in any way, shape, or form suggesting that male dominance prevail, and this has nothing to do with me being a man. This is simply me as a man, female, whatever you want to identify as. I'm grossed out by it. And this is something that most guys, I think is funny and cute and hilarious, but not me.
Yeah, you're totally grossed out by all bodily functions.
And I think that ordinarily in the honeymoon phase of a relationship, I think most people take a little bit of extra care until you sort of breach that wall.
Yeah. But eventually the ice has to be broken.
See, that's where I disagree. I don't think the ice
Our ice has never been broken. Let's just say that.
Okay, let's start from the top here. Okay, we when we first started hanging out and the early stages of our relationship was mostly on the road in hotel rooms.
Okay,
right?
but prior to that, even like before we actually like got into staying with each other and things like that, I remember hearing you chat with somebody about the fact that you thought burping was gross, farting was gross. You can't even talk about farting. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, wow. Like, this is going to be a problem.
Burping, not so much. We'll get that out of the way.
Oh,
I
really?
don't really have much of a problem. I think it's disrespectful, like, to do it at a table or during a meal.
Sure.
That's just my
so,
personal
like, if
preference.
I
But
were
I'm
to
not
burp
like
the alphabet in front of you, would you be turned on or grossed out?
I would just be like, wow, my girlfriend has reverted into a 6-year-old.
But burping the alphabet, not everyone can do that.
Yeah, that's because it's not something people practice because it's not a useful skill.
But it's impressive.
To who?
Me.
Well, audience of one, I guess. Always know your
I'm
audience.
sure there are people out there that think burping the alphabet is cool. If that's cool, because
There are some people who think that the earth is flat And, you know, there's a lot of people that think a lot of things. That doesn't mean that they're right. But burping, I can kind of overlook.
Well, that's
it's
good
not,
to know.
It's not going to gross me out. Let's talk farting.
Okay.
Okay?
Have you ever farted in front of me?
Not to my knowledge. So here's how I want to preface this whole thing.
Okay.
I understand it's natural. It's a thing that your body has to do. Or else you can get, like, really screwed up.
Yes.
Right? Like
I have a story for that later.
Okay, wow. But you can leave the room. That's my point. It doesn't have to be done in the presence of anyone else.
But like, okay, and I agree. Like, I don't think I could ever fart in front of you, at least on purpose. So like, but if you're just hanging out watching a movie, or like you're in the middle of a conversation, you're just gonna be like, "Excuse me," for one moment. You go to the bathroom, you fart, and then you come back.
100% yes.
What?
Absolutely, I do it all the time.
Do you?
All the time.
So can I like get like a little clue word every time you go? Like,
No.
oh, he's going to toot.
No,
right now?
because if you don't know, why would I let you know that that's what I'm doing in that time period?
So what do? You just go to the bathroom, you shut the door, you spread your butt cheeks, and let it out.
Yeah, it's exactly that. That's how I do the.
Do you do that?
No, you don't.
Because if you separate the butt cheeks, it makes it a little more silent.
I am learning so much about you right now. It's really, really.
This is
wow.
So funny. I'm dying at how uncomfortable you are.
I am. I'm cringing right now.
First of all, let me just preface
9,000.
this by saying I don't fart. So. Just
okay,
so you
well
know.
that's a
You don't
lie
have to
because
worry
I
about it.
have slept in the same bed with you,
babe.
and it's happened. Okay, but I can forgive that
What
because
do you
were
mean
asleep.
it's happened? Like while I'm sleeping?
Yes, one of the first times.
I'm mortified.
One of the first times I ever stayed at your place in Florida, we had quite a night, and you were dead to the world asleep, and something erupted.
What?
It was a sound.
Babe.
Listen, it's
like,
all,
was it a cute little toot? Or was it like...
that phrase is not in my lexicon. There's no such thing as a cute little toot. Once you reach the age of, I don't know, 4 months, you should not.
Okay,
there's
so
nothing
you're going
cute
to tell
about
me a
that.
2-year-old toddler walking around and he toots a little. That's cute.
It's not cute. It's understandable. It's forgivable.
So a 2-year-old farting is not cute to you? It's unacceptable.
I didn't say it was unacceptable because it's a child.
Would you like the 2-year-old to excuse himself from his high chair
Best
and
case
go into
scenario,
the bathroom
yes.
and toot?
Best case scenario.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, we're digressing here.
So, no, you're just trying to justify all these times that it's okay to fart. Anyway, you farted in bed. That's the only time,
I cannot
however,
believe that.
yeah,
Just one time I farted in bed?
that I can recall, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a big deal, and I'm pretty appreciative of you keeping your activities out of my line of sight and my hearing radius.
This is just so unfair now that I'm really thinking about it.
Why is it unfair?
Because we're living our life, like our relationship, under your rules.
Not
your
as a
rules.
whole, as pertains to this particular subject. Sure. I mean, you don't have to abide by them.
But I feel like if I were to let a cute little toot out,
There's no such thing.
you would break up with me.
I wouldn't break up with you. I'm still with you right now, and I've heard you do it.
But
in
not
bed.
on purpose.
If you all of a sudden decided to make it a habit and be like, "Hey guys, guess what?" and then let one rip.
Do the noise. Let me hear it.
No, I
Do it.
want to
Come
do
on.
the noise. I don't. I'm that uncomfortable about this. I'm trying to think of every euphemism in my vocabulary to not really delve into how gross this is to me.
I'm dying.
But anyway,
This is hilarious.
it's not hilarious.
It is hilarious.
This is a real issue. I guarantee
It
you.
is not an issue.
I
Like,
can't
it's a
wait.
non-issue. It's a bodily, like, we're all human.
Okay, it's not an issue as far as like a.
Okay, do you want me to let me know why? I'm getting so worked up right now. Let me calm down for a second. Do you want to know why it's an issue?
Why?
I'm gonna paint a picture for you, okay? Last summer, right? We spent a few days together. We were on the road, and then from there we had a show, I think, in Worcester, Massachusetts. Shout out to my homies in Massachusetts. Spencer girl, born and raised. Okay. And then we drove to Boston and spent a few days in the city, right? And this got to a point where, because I can't use the restroom around you, because I know how gross and vile you think it is, I can't, like, my body knows, like, when it's around you. It's different now that we're living together, and I'll get to that too. But my body is aware of the negativity and the stigma around a bowel movement, that when I'm around you, it just, like, holds on tight to it. Cannot let it go.
I gotta correct you because there is no stigma or negativity regarding the actual activity of doing that. It's necessary. It's natural. It has to happen.
Right, but when my body's around, it's like, oh my God, don't poop, don't poop, don't poop, don't poop, don't poop.
Well, I mean,
So
you're still with me, aren't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
but okay, so let me finish my story. So we were in Boston for a few days, and I think we got in a little tiff, a little argument, if you will. We don't need to get into that. It goes into a whole deal about you being mad at me when I was in Starbucks getting you food, and you were outside Starbucks, but you had a little too much to drink. You thought I left you, even though I really went into Starbucks.
Way to save that story for another day.
To get you some food to sober you up. Anyhow, you got mad at me that night. The next morning, I was supposed to fly back to Florida, to home, and you were going to drive to Connecticut. And I said, whatever, like, we had to, like, the night was fine, but, like, we just had a little bit of an argument.
Oh, that was the night that you told me that the Red Sox game was canceled while we had tickets and actually just stayed.
We don't need to get into that.
Okay.
We'll
talk to your side of the story. It's fine.
Babe, that has nothing to do with the poop situation. Okay, so the next morning, you wanted to right the wrong. You're like, please come home with me to Connecticut. We'll just have another day. We'll make up for last night, and we'll enjoy our time together and end it on a good note. Mind you, not that I did not want to do that, but at the same time, I hadn't gone to the bathroom in probably 5 days because my body would not allow me to go to the bathroom around you because I was so scared because we were sharing a hotel room.
That's my superpower.
That's
my power in the word. No, listen.
So then we got in a fight and you didn't understand why I didn't want to go to Connecticut. And I said, babe, I just want to go home. I haven't been to my home, and I had been on the road prior to that. I think I hadn't been home in maybe like 2 weeks. I just want to go home so I could use the restroom. I just really needed to go to the bathroom. And you didn't understand. And you left. I went to the airport. You drove home. You were mad at me. You were upset. Finally, I think I called you when I was at the gate, like waiting to board. And I was like, I'm sorry, like, I really just want to hang out with you, but you don't understand. I haven't pooped in 5 days. And I was, like, crying to you while I was at the airport. And that's the reason why I didn't want to go home, because I felt like we weren't allowed to talk about poop. I wasn't allowed to talk about the fact that I was backed the F up. And I just felt like I couldn't talk to you about it. And I just, eventually, I was like, I just need to let him know. And you were like, babe, it's okay.
It's fine. Like, but it's all in the presentation. When you were like, hey, I've got some stomach things happening. Got it. That's code. That is a universal, like, hey, and now I know you do it all the time. You were like, yeah, my stomach's kind of messed up. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to steer clear for a little while.
Right.
And if you disappear for like an hour or two, I know what you're probably doing.
An hour or two?
Well, I mean.
Who the hell do you think I am?
I don't know. But back to the origin of all of this, as far as relationships go, once upon a time, I listened to Howard Stern, and he was asked how he and his wife kept their relationship strong after, I believe it was, 20 years or however long he and Beth had been married at that point. And he said, flat out, without taking a breath, never go to the bathroom in front of each other. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a stupid little thing, but I get it, because I had previously already been grossed out by it. And I was like, okay. I want to know. A girl
that pooped in front of me?
I want to know everything about you and what makes you tick and what you like and what you don't like. Don't want to know anything about what's happening there.
And I'm not trying to share, like, oh, guess what it looked like. Like, I'm not trying to talk to you about that. But at the same time, I feel like it's put quite a wedge between my body and my heart. Like, I feel like I love you so much and I want to be able to, like, spend time with you, but at the same time, if I can't go to the bathroom,
you're free to go to the bathroom. That's my point. You can go. That's why it's called a bathroom. That's why there's a door on it. That's why it's a private thing. There are tricks and tips, which I'm about to delve into regarding people who find themselves in a scenario similar to ours. Which was
how do you feel if I were supposed to, like, if I had to pee in front of you?
That one doesn't bother me so bad.
Have I ever peed in front of you?
I think.
I have?
I think.
Like, maybe when we were out or something.
Yeah, you were just, like, at the table and you just decided to let it go.
No, I mean, like, at a bar or something. Not like you're just, like, brushing your teeth while I'm peeing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably happened. For some reason, that doesn't bother me. I might even be into it. No.
Golden shower.
Yikes. Wow. There's something to be said for the theater of the mind and letting people imagine what I could mean instead of it explicitly being pointed out.
You know that's not my forte.
No, you dwell in the obvious. You've mastered it. But anyway, like it being in a hotel, right? Inevitably, most relationships, they're going to find themselves, whether it be in a hotel or staying somewhere that's not home with a friend or whatever. In a hotel, there's a limited amount of space, right?
You're telling me.
So when Leah wanted to go blow up the bathroom,
babe,
well, I'm just saying,
don't
it works
say it
both
like
ways.
that.
There are tips and tricks. I, many times, needed to go to the bathroom while I was in your presence in a hotel. You know where I did that?
The lobby.
The lobby of the hotel.
Trust me, do you think all those mornings I want to do empty stomach cardio in the gym? No, I go to the gym so I can use the bathroom.
There you go. You could go down and like, hey, I'm going to go run down to the front desk to grab anything.
Right.
And handle business and come back up. Move on with your day. Nobody's grossed
I'm
out. The
with you.
room doesn't reek.
And I'm joking with you, but I do agree. I feel like
I feel like it should be appreciated.
In the past where guys have pooped in front of me and it weirds me out. But they're comfortable with it and it's whatever. But I do appreciate the
discretion.
Mystery.
Discretion. It's not a mystery. It's not a game. It's not a tactic. It's just it's private and not in a good way. It's not like one of those things like, oh man, I want to read your diary to find out what you're really thinking. It's not like that kind of cool secret. It's like, oh, that's a thing about everyone. Everyone. There's a book about it. You get it in elementary school now. Everybody poops or everyone poops.
What?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Can I get that at the library?
Probably.
Really?
It's actually a book. Everyone does it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. I don't think it's funny. And this goes for guys too. Listen, you and I have both spent a considerable amount of time in locker rooms.
I remember this one time Truth was saying something about, can I not talk about Truth? Should I
would
talk about Truth?
prefer we.
Okay. I remember this one time one of our friends was talking about something about poop and the toilet, and I remember feeling like so embarrassed because it was in front of both of us, and I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, like Matt doesn't like this. Like I was wondering how you're going to respond. Like, are you going to be like, bro, that's gross? But you were just like, haha, you like laughed at him. I was like, okay.
It's called reading the room, knowing when to pick your battles. And also,
know when to hold 'em.
This is, in my opinion, is obviously different from my friends in the locker room versus my girlfriend who I live with.
Okay, but you're saying even guys.
But I don't like it. I don't think it's funny. I don't want you going like, oh, hey, guess what? I just did this great. I don't even want to say it. Like, it grosses me out even saying the phrases.
What are you going to say, like the D word?
I don't know. Stop. It's ugly. It's not fun. It's just something that needs to be done.
Sure.
And I don't think it's too much to ask to leave the immediate space of other. And you've seen me with my kids, right?
Yeah.
If my kids, they think it's funny, they'll be on the couch and I'm ready to throw somebody out the window because it's like you.
Well, I was wondering how you were going to handle that. And a lot of times, like when they burp or whatever, it's like we all laugh or something. But a lot of times when they fart or toot, you're just like, you just look at them. Like I was afraid that you were going to like yell at them or be like, that's disgusting.
The inner turmoil when that happens is through the roof.
Because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But.
And then they go, oh, well, Leah thought it was funny. And then it turns into a symphony of.
A lot of times I look at them and I'm like, you know, they'll think that they can get away with it.
It's manners.
Yeah.
It to me, I mean, this isn't even a conversation about like relationships or like it's just common manners. I think like I don't want anyone doing that, and I just stuck with it.
Okay, how do you feel about like an accidental toot? Like if it just accidentally happens, like while you're getting it on.
Okay.
Because that happens.
Yeah, it does happen. And
I mean, I'm not saying it happens to me. I just think in general it happens.
Yes, in general, perhaps, hypothetically, maybe someone who looks like you.
Babe!
If it happens, I don't know. And I'm wired weird in that, like, if it goes on during that particular act, all bets are off. Like, everything in that time period from, like, when you get naked until you get redressed, kind of like, all right, it's cool. It's a free-for-all. Gotcha. So it doesn't bother me. And it's just like, all right.
So, again, I bring up
the good outweighs the negative. Are you trying to project something on me or hinting? We'll talk after we get off the air. But no, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm unreasonable.
No, I don't think you are. And as much as I'm joking, I do, like I said, I do appreciate the fact that, like, I feel like it's just proper manners.
Right. So I don't even know why there's a debate, aside from the fact you were very gung-ho and they're like, I can fart when I want to debate.
No, I wouldn't. I would never just, like, let one rip in front of you. Even talking like this in front of you
flustered.
Is so weird because we never talk like this.
I know, because I hate it.
I know. So, like, I'm going to start thinking of things.
Wait. Let me back up. I still haven't been able to jump past. You've had relationships in the past where your partner just shits in front of you?
Yes. I've been, like, 3 relationships in the past.
That's the grossest thing I've ever heard. I would either, A, that's why doors have locks.
Right.
B, I would be like, hey, would you mind brushing your teeth out in the hallway? I got some business to take care of. But, like, when is that okay to just be like, oh, this is what I was doing? Or what do you need to do in the bathroom at that very moment that is so important that you can't, like...
I don't know. It was just the type of relationship we had, I guess. I don't know. And it wasn't something that I was like at first, yeah, it was weird, but then I guess you just get used to it. And I'm sure there's a lot of couples out there that can relate to that. Be like, oh, yeah, well, at first, you know, you keep the mystique, the mystery. And then all of a sudden you're in front of your partner.
No, but I think, like...
You're wired so different. You don't understand.
Right,
like,
but I get, like, everyone at the initial point is like, I mean, I would hope so, has enough common sense and manners to just be like, okay, we're going to take it easy. I don't know how the hell you swing so far in the opposite direction at all. I get, like, oh, okay, I don't make a big deal out of it, or you think it's funny when somebody farts or whatever. But, like, that level of privacy should never be breached to me.
I'm not even like someone that I can't even go in a public restroom to go to the bathroom.
You're right.
I prefer to find like something completely off the beaten path and find like when we're out like work, I can't go in the locker room. I need to go somewhere that's like private.
Because other people might be around. We're like cats.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I want to go in a litter box. I want to cover it up, and I want nobody to think about.
Right.
But you are like, I'm going to put my head inside that little door on the...
No, I would not want to... I don't want to see you poop.
No.
At all.
Good. Because it's never going to happen.
That's weird.
Unless I'm in like some sort of dire accident
Although, I will say, I did see you throw up once.
Oh, I throw up all the time.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
I've only known you to throw up once.
I'm a serial puker.
What?
Yeah, I have a really weak stomach. Like,
when's the last time you vomited?
I don't know. Probably within the last few months.
Well, the time I'm talking about is when we first got our dog Pancake. It was I think it was our second day of having him. We just got him Wednesday. We had to take a flight out to LA the next day, and we get to the hotel room. We took him for a walk. He didn't go to the bathroom. We get to the hotel room. Literally, as soon as we get to the hotel room, he takes a poop on the floor, and it was atrocious. The smell. It was so bad. Next thing you know, Matt sees, he's like, oh, I'll get it. And mind you, I was getting ready to pick the poop up because I know how much he cannot stand poop because I'm aware of this situation now. He goes to pick up the poop, and as he's picking up the poop, he runs into the bathroom and throws up before he could even shut the door. And I know how much he does not like me to see any of his bodily functions, so I couldn't even believe I saw you throw up.
Well, I mean, it was gross. Not only was, I mean, I can't overstate that enough. There's nothing socially acceptable about like that. It's a private thing.
Right.
Under all circumstances.
So you have a weak stomach.
Yeah, when it comes to that sort of stuff, absolutely I do. I tend to drink too much too.
Well, don't we all?
But that's more of like a preventative puke. That's where I'm like, oh, I'm going to feel like crap in the morning. I'm just going to get it out now. And
Is that what you do?
Sometimes.
I was unaware of this.
I'm a professional. There's a point where I become self-aware, where I'm like, okay, this is no longer just fun. Like, I'm going to regret this in the morning.
Right. Which is basically every night for you.
That's a lie. You're gonna
I'm kidding.
No, but when, and it doesn't happen often, but like occasionally I'll have a little too much fun, and then I go, okay, I'm going to just purge myself of all this. And I don't want to say it works 100% of the time, but ordinarily I'd say it's a pretty damn solid prevention for a hangover.
I could count on one hand the amount of times I've gotten sick from drinking.
Well,
like
good on you.
Yeah. I just feel like garbage.
Well,
I'm not a big regurgitator. You know that. He's so done with me today. Where do we go from here?
I don't know, because every time I think I know where we're headed, which is hopefully toward the end of this conversation, you decide to peel back another layer of the fecal onion. which is
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What a term.
Okay, let's change the subject slightly for my own sanity right now. What other are there other acts or as you mentioned, bodily fluids situations where it's acceptable, or where you have different views on things?
Like, no, I'm completely with you. I agree. I just feel
because you've been just patronizing me this entire time.
No, I just feel like sometimes, like, when it comes to like a fart or something, I don't feel like it's that bad. Would I fart in front of you even if you didn't think it was gross? No. But I wouldn't mind you farting in front of me. I have like this weird obsession with your butt. Should I not say that?
I mean,
we're being honest.
Yeah, I don't understand what the obsession is, other than it's such a mystery.
Right,
I don't want
that's why.
Well, it's gonna
like
stay that way.
It's like a unicorn.
It's like Fort Knox.
I just want to get in.
Wow. Wow, I'm learning so much.
Oh my god. Okay, I need to chill. This coffee is really kicking in.
Yeah. Wow. I don't even know how to segue from you referring.
Asking, are there any other bodily fluids that I'm?
No, I'm well aware of what I asked, but then you took it to my butt being like a unicorn that you want to get in there. There are only so many directions out, and I can't find any of them right now. This is where I'm really in need for my co-host to really pick up the reins and go, hey, let's take the conversation here.
Because all I want to do is like continue going down this path, but I feel like it's just really going to turn in a bad way. So
elaborate.
Because I just keep talking about butt stuff, which I need to stop. Let's bring it back. I need someone to rein me back in. Rein me back in, baby.
I can't. You're like a freaking wild stallion right now, just roaming somewhere in North Carolina, Assateague Island. That's where the wild horses are, I think. I don't know why I know that. No, that was not a cue for you to sing.
You're always cueing me up, baby.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, it's impossible.
Impossible.
Isn't it? It's possible? Or are you going a little Mary
for,
Poppins?
No, it's
yeah, it's
Cinderella.
possible. Yeah, it's possible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Also,
impossible.
When's the last time you saw a yellow pumpkin? Take
yeah,
that,
why
Walt
is it
Disney.
Yellow?
I don't know.
It's supposed
We're
to be
being
orange.
fed lies.
Right.
There you go. You wanted to see where the conversation went. Now I'm taking down our childhood movie.
Leave Cinderella
songs.
alone. What'd she ever do to you?
She probably would have farted in front of me. Actually, no, I take that back. She seemed
She's
like
a classy Cinderella.
Was she?
Yeah, so classy.
On what grounds?
I mean,
because she was.
She let her stepsisters like bully the shit out of her, and she came out on top. She lost a glass slipper. Prince Charming brought it back to her. They all lived happily ever after, and Prince Charming let Cinderella touch his butt. I'm pretty sure. I wish you guys could see how he's staring at me right now.
So anyway,
let's see. Where do we
my
go
mind
from here?
during that whole conversation was just moving to the fat rat in Cinderella. That was kind of my happy place I went to.
His name is Gus Gus.
Gus Gus?
Gus Gus.
Is that his name?
Gus Gus.
I don't know that I've seen Cinderella since I was like 4.
Oh, we should watch it.
Nah, I'll pass.
Cinderella, smash or pass?
Has there been a live action cartoon version?
Cartoon version.
No.
So you're gonna pass on Cinderella.
Yeah.
What about Sleeping Beauty?
I can't picture her. Yeah, pass on her too.
Oh. What about Jasmine?
Jasmine, 100%. Definitely Jasmine. Jasmine, Ariel.
Ariel, you'll smash. Love it. What about Thumbelina?
I don't even know what Thumbelina looks like. I don't even know. Isn't she tiny? Isn't that like the whole deal? She's.
Yeah.
No.
What about Pocahontas?
Yeah.
She was a babe.
Pocahontas was a babe.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I don't know.
Um.
Belle?
Ooh, Belle. Come on, you have to smash Belle.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand the intensity and the vulgarity. This is our childhood we're talking about. And you're going,
Right.
yes, smash Bill.
Well, I remember watching.
You've clearly got some deep-seated childhood issues.
I remember watching Beauty and the Beast and thinking like Gaston was the bad boy, but I was like, ooh yeah, Gaston. Like even though you're supposed to like the Beast, somehow Gaston was like he was.
Oh,
odd.
Gaston definitely would have pooped in front of you.
Gaston knows how to.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
There we go. There we go.
On that note, I feel like we should just wrap it up.
Yeah.
Like, where do we go?
I was
from
actually
there?
ready to wrap it up before we
Also,
began.
can I just make a comment? I don't even know why, but I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to bring up the fact that the other night we're laying in bed watching Married with Children, which is our new show we watch in bed now, and you randomly out of nowhere say, "Hey, do you think there's anyone out there named Gaston?" I'm like, what? Like, where did this even come from? You're like, from Beauty and the Beast. Do you think Gaston from Beauty and the Beast is the only Gaston there is? And I said, absolutely not. There's got to be another Gaston out there.
I meant, is that like a thing? Do people name their kid Gaston?
100%.
Oh, I didn't argue. It was just a general question.
I
I'd never
just
met
felt
a
like,
Gaston.
What are the odds that we're talking about Gaston right now on our podcast? And you brought that up the other night. So it's like, I just had to bring it up. That's all.
I have no idea what the correlation is.
Gaston loves butt stuff. Guaranteed.
Wow. All right. Anything else you want to share with the Bear With Us listeners? I am curious, I will say, to see the feedback on this episode on our Instagram or wherever you follow Bear With Us. Is it okay to share? I'm trying to think of a tactful way to put this. It's kind of a broad. I don't want it to be like, do you poop in front of your...
fart or poop, but do you talk about... And, I mean, I guarantee if we did a poll of who, like, poops in front of their partner, I guarantee it's more than 50%.
Really?
Guarantee it. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to be proved wrong. But I just feel like you're living with your head in the sand. You don't understand that a lot of people do it. I'm with you. I don't want to poop in front of you. I don't want you to poop in front of me. But I guarantee there's a lot of people out there that do.
I'm anxious to see the results of this, and then I will promptly track all of those people down and correct them and tell them what disgusting human beings they are.
Vile.
Gross.
Nasty.
Is there anything else you want to share before we before this episode circles the drain? See what I just did there?
Oh,
That's why they pay me the big bucks. Well, not here, but someone does.
I just wanted to say that I think you're the most handsome man I've ever seen in my life. And I love you, and I love your eyes, and your facial hair, and your legs, and your arms, and your butt. And that's it. I love everything about you, including your nips.
Keep going.
I don't know what else to say. Oh, and your back, and your ears, and your eyes, your neck, your back, your... just like that. I like how I sound in this microphone. Okay, I need to stop this coffee. I don't know what's in it.
Yes, blame the coffee.
But it's really getting me going.
Blame the coffee for your deviant
Gets
behavior.
the people going. Ew.
What about bodily excretions, like more like saliva, like sharing beverages and the like?
So I never understand it when people don't share a beverage or share the same fork or utensil with their partner. If you make out with them, like you're swapping spit with them. Why? I mean, unless they don't make out, which then I feel really bad for them. But if you're swapping spit with your partner on a regular basis, why can't they drink out of your Gatorade? Please tell me.
I kind of agree with you wholeheartedly on that particular point. However, one line should never, ever be crossed. Do you know what this is? Do you know what the one line in my mind is that should not be crossed?
No.
I think the concept of using another adult's toothbrush.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you.
Reprehensible.
I'm totally with you. And there's a lot of people that I know that share toothbrushes.
Were these the guys that pooped in front of you and then used your toothbrush?
Just mean, like friends or something. Like even like staying at my girlfriend's house when I was younger. It's like, oh, I forgot my toothbrush. Use mine. I'm like, no. Like That is disgusting to me. I love you, but I don't want your
right. But I mean,
food residue
just to play,
in my mouth.
But to play devil's advocate, I mean, you make out and things get.
But I don't make out with you with crumbs in my mouth.
I understand that. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying, devil's advocate. You're swapping all of the same things in a good heavy makeup.
Because I'm not licking your teeth. And think about like if someone has something stuck in their teeth. That to me, if you took something out of your tooth and you were like, "Here, Leah, put this in your mouth," I would say, "F you, no, thank you." I don't want
super aggressive.
I don't want your crumbs from in your teeth in my mouth.
I totally get it. Agreed.
And that's why I think it's different from swapping spit and making out.
I'm curious.
Because that's what a toothbrush does. The toothbrush gets everything out from in between your teeth.
I just want to know what sort of weird trauma you've sustained that you have this crazy aversion to.
I just have this. I'm so obsessed with oral hygiene. I think, like, I'm obsessed with. You see me brush my teeth. I brush my teeth for like 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. I'm obsessed with having clean teeth and a clean mouth. And to me, that's just so personal. I don't know. That's my personal take on it. But
totally.
I don't want your crumbs in my mouth.
We can share Q-tips, right?
Oh!
Yes. Gross.
Babe! I'd rather you poop in front of me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's two ends to the Q-tip. You don't have to use the same side.
Oh, okay.
Slightly less difficult when you think of it that way.
Yeah.
What else? What other? I'm trying to run through the list of disgusting things our bodies do.
What about like sharing razors? Like if you shave your legs, and well, you don't really shave your legs. You did at one point when we went on vacation, and that was hot.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. So hats off to anyone that does that on the regular. But no, I mean, I think I probably have in like an instance where I had to like get a patch of something or like a stray hair. Like, you know, like sometimes I'll shave like my chest or whatever and I'll miss a spot and forget about it. Right. And then I'll just grab one of your lady Bics on the wall because there's 37 of them in the shower at any given time and just kind of scrape away. It's done. It's
good to know.
But as far as like, I mean, but you will have to attest that I buy my own women's razors for my own needs because I don't, that to me, I don't know. That's not like gross, like vomit inducing, like the other stuff we're talking about, but that to me just seems like bad form. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really grossed out by that. What else do our bodies do? Like, how do you feel like if I had a booger, would you pick my booger?
I wouldn't pick it for you, but I think I would let you know. I think that's beyond relationship. I think that's just being a good friend, or even just acquaintance. Like if you're at a bar and somebody
like how do you bring it up if someone has a book?
It just depends on the level of comfort you have with them. Like I would say something completely off the wall, bananas crazy to you because I know you're not going to get mad at me, and you'll probably just turn red and go, "Babe." But if it's a stranger. For example, if our producer right in here had a booger hanging out of his nose, I'd be like, "Hey, man, you got a little something happening right here. Just give him the thumb, the little thumb swish right here. That's pretty much a universal symbol." And hey, thanks, man, because you're saving somebody some potential embarrassment. True. Because maybe he's on the way to a date after this, or maybe your mom is going to work or something, and like you go, "Hey, you can't show up with a stalactite hanging out of your face."
I can't with your terminology.
The stalactite, that's one of those things inside of a cave that hangs from the ceiling. It looks like a big spike. Cool. I don't know why I know these stupid things. And a stalagmite is on the floor because it might pop up someday. That's how they told us the difference between stalagmites and stalactites. And this episode has gone completely off the rails into geology. Yeah. Well, see ya.
Geologist covers rocks.
Geologist
Boys
covered?
are cheats and liars. They're such a big disgrace. They will tell you anything to get to second baseball. He thinks he's gonna score. If he goes all the way, then you are a horticulture studies flowers. Geologist studies rocks. You know what that's from?
No.
It's from The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider.
Oh.
And Amy Ferris.
I hated that movie. Anna Ferris.
Anna Ferris. I love that movie.
I prefer her in Just Friends.
You're obsessed.
Yeah.
Anywho.
I sure am. Boogers.
Bugs.
Bugs are all. It's always.
What
acceptable.
about like an eye booger?
Yeah, same. That's even less threatening.
Really?
That's just like a thing.
Yeah.
Like you're constantly. You spend half of your day. I mean, a good hours long portion, like picking eye boogers off of our pets. So
because nobody likes an eye bug.
Right.
You got to be well kept.
Yeah, I'm really just trying to run. I'm looking at you at each, like, just trying to run through your body and see what we could discuss. I think we really caught. Are you lactating now? That's a whole different conversation for another day.
What about like? Well, you're very well groomed. I was thinking we should have another episode about like grooming and
totally.
Taking care of yourself.
Completely
we can save
agree.
that for another ep.
Yeah, another ep.
That means episode.
Or is that are you in the biz now?
That's
we
what
in the biz.
we
We call it an ep.
call episodes. I'm a podcaster now, so you can just kiss my.
Wow, there it was.
I think that's enough. What else is there?
I'm just gonna do another close just to.
Okay.
Thankfully, mercifully, we have reached the end of our journey today on Bear With Us.
I'm proud of you, babe. You made it through it without vomiting.
Yeah, I threw up in my mouth a couple times, but
I'm proud of you.
Working on that. Thank you for thanks for listening. Join the conversation. I'm genuinely excited and curious. Actually, more curious than excited. I'm kind of scared of what the results might actually be, according to Leah's hypothesis.
I could be wrong. Prove me wrong. I don't care.
Yeah, vote, click the buttons, leave us comments and DMs, etc., etc. You know, the whole interactive thing. That's what we're trying to do here.
Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a review about how vulgar and gross we are.
I think we're trying to avoid the vulgarity or minimize it at least. Thank God I have a good editor who is handy with the bleep button and can edit around just about everything. Yeah. If you haven't already and you're listening and you're enjoying Bear With Us, thanks for subscribing. If you didn't, screw you.
Who needs ya?
Goodbye forever.
Bear with us.